happens. I think I
Excited.
am too.
Okay. Wait until I can start sharing chat. It's always delayed. Still loading on my end, but maybe we'll just go.
What's not loading?
The start sharing button, the chat.
Oh, I thought I accepted it.
No, you're in. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh,
I think I just needed time. We're good now.
gotcha.
Perfect. Well, who to start with? You are gold. We finally made it. Let's go. We did it on the
Yippee!
alt, but we have officially got it on the main. And I mean, you've played it. It looks like some more games on it, so you've cemented your status. Um,
Yeah.
wow, the last 20 games, 70% win rate. So I mean, you've definitely earned it. Um, everything's looking good. What's maybe you give me a little bit of recap on how you're feeling. Obviously, maybe some notes from last week too, just because we are continuing like normal for the coaching session, and then maybe we can like do a complete
hmm
recap at the end. But yeah, how you feeling? How'd the week go? How are the games?
I'm feeling good. I am like still going back and forth with the rank, but luckily I have my shield, so we have some time.
What's up, Rank
Um
Shield? Yeah, yeah.
But it's been good. Some of the games, I mean, it still feels a bit like a coin flip. Like some of the games I feel like really carried, and then some of them I'm like, why is this so difficult? But actually, it's a lot less so than it was a couple weeks ago when I was complaining about that.
Okay.
So maybe this is just how I can expect it to be from now on. Still a little challenging for me personally, but that's good. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
A good spot.
and then in terms of like the homework from last week with the spacing, I rewatched some of my vids, and at times when I was like, "Oh, I'm doing good right now. Like I'm right behind my friend that I'm like we're buddies." And I realized like no, we were not. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Wait, how come in game it feels like I'm doing fine, but then when I look back on it, I'm like, no, I actually was not."
Gotcha. Did it
Any
get better at
ideas?
all?
I don't know. Like it
Okay. Yeah, it's tough because like obviously you're juggling like a lot of things. Like you have to see where your teammates are, where you're at, what utils coming in, and then like if they decide to do like a stutter step or something like that, it just ruins the whole flow. So
Yeah, or
it
sometimes they'll be like I feel like I'm following them and then they'll be, like, on the other side of the map suddenly. I'm like, "How did that happen? I guess I wasn't paying as close attention as I thought."
yeah. When I was looking at your one of your Ascent VODs or like one of your Ascent games when you were playing, what I noticed was like when you throw the util that like for your molly and you're trying to like in the process of throwing it and then activating it, that's when that gap was created. So it definitely
Mhm.
could be like that transition phase. Some higher level players, when they use util, they're able to maintain spacing, and like that doesn't impede their routing. But obviously that is a moment of time when you have no gun. So I would be curious on if you watched it back, if you notice like the util is one of the factors that's holding you back in terms of keeping that same spacing. Um, but it could definitely be a ton
Yeah.
of factors. I think another thing that could be happening too is like if you're specifically trying to follow a movement duelist, like they might just be able to cross the gap a lot quicker than you. So if you get mollied off, for example, you won't be able to follow up. So um, I think the actionable for now is just take a look at your util and see if that's what's causing it. If that's not what's causing it, then you can kind of just keep going through the process of elimination, see what it is. But my guess is it's probably the mollies.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that I've noticed, or if I, like, notice an enemy, then I just hyper focus on that enemy and
Hmm.
maybe I lose track of of what I'm supposed to be doing.
Uh, could be util, could be getting distracted by enemies. That's probably a big one too. I could see it. Tunnel vision a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How about these bunch of lines? um,
Yeah, they've been super helpful. I've actually had them up on the side when I'm going into a game,
Oh
like just
god.
keeping that on my second monitor. Um,
Yeah, the
some of
terrible
them,
artwork.
a couple of them, I realize like it's hard for me to get to. Maybe I need to just like train that in a custom or something. But like I'm thinking specifically of, oh shoot, Ascent,
Yes,
maybe.
here.
Um, I have to, no, not Ascent. The other one, Sunset. Sunset. I
Sunset
don't know
is a
why I
rough
get those
one.
2 mixed up. So on a site, you want me, like, beyond the barrier at
Yeah.
start?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I can't get there fast enough, I guess, after it drops, or, like, I die immediately because I'm trying to get there. So that's probably just the biggest,
Yeah. You talking about
issue.
this left blue one here?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one you kind of if they like go super fast and they like dart you, they run it down. They can just run you down. So it that one is a tough one to get to. But there's a pretty strong off angle on that one as well if you can make it. But if they're pushing you pretty heavily, I could definitely see how that would be difficult.
Yeah, that's the only one that comes to mind, but, like, small things like that. Probably just
Gotcha.
needs more reps.
Yeah, it's good that you're learning those as well through playing though. Like obviously playbooks won't and like play out exactly how you want it to. So we're finding that is really important. So it's good that you're aware of them. 100%. Let's see. Homework, routing, rotate pictures. Still refining. Okay. That sounds positive. In terms of a game for this week, did you have a specific map that you wanted to look at? I know we haven't looked really at Abyss because it's new, but you're all 4-0 on it. Um, I don't have a good game plan on what map to look at for implementation because we kind of set out the homework for all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, does any come to mind for you? Or any map that you want to look at?
Honestly, I didn't feel like I had a big pool of games for this week. Like, it all
Hmm.
kind of felt like the same map, so maybe just something that sticks out.
Yeah. Someone in chat did suggest a rank up game, which obviously would be a good one just for the finale, but he did mention it was kind of just a clean wipe.
I did kind of feel like I was being carried, so
Yeah, it was a 13-4 stomp, so it might not be the most exciting. In terms of close games, I probably suggest either this bind game here, 12-14, or maybe this Ascent 11-13 could be good. Anything that's super close. Those are kind of the two ones I'm eyeing right now off the top of the list. Probably the Ascent one would be a little bit better, I think, if we have this
okay.
one. 9-11.
There was one I forgot to record. Oh, that was the bind one, I guess. So bind is off.
Mine is off the table. Good that it worked out. Bonjour. Title?
Yeah, it's for champions.
Oh. Oh. That's exciting. Camps 2025 is going to be crazy, I think.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, you're going, right?
I'm going to groups for 2 days, and then I'm going to the finale, the final.
Jealous. That's actually crazy.
I had to because I live here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's so sick. Do you have any teams, like a team that you're hoping makes it all the way through?
Why I'm too scared to make a commitment because I don't want to get my hopes up.
You don't want to jinx. That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
keep your jinx to yourself. No, that's smart. That's smart. That's smart. That's smart. Okay, let's take a look at the Ascent. Young attack. Obviously, we're looking mainly at spacing here. Let's see if the util's actually messing us up. Oh, they have a breach. That might play a factor into it too.
Yeah, the breaches always freak me out.
Yeah. Good Molly. Okay, it didn't slow us down too much. This guy's not going. Why is he not going? Oh no. Oh my god. Neither of the duelists went.
Yeah.
That's so sad. Good that you didn't force it though. I would be so
Well, I didn't
tempted
have
to
my
force.
molly. I already threw it.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. You put pressure. So I guess this is where we're getting messed up on the spacing in this round specifically. We canceled, but you're worried about the B main push. So we're a little bit late
Yeah.
following these guys, which to be fair, probably is fine to not fully follow them here. But they did all die without a trade.
Yeah,
Sucks.
since my turret was
Went down.
destroyed too, I
Yeah. Makes sense. No kills. That sucks. Okay, let's go next. Mid turret, boom. A main, boom. Okay. This is a slow team already so far. The adaptation, if you're thinking about adapting, I think we might have had one of these in our notes. Focus on at some point. Not this one. Okay, this one here. First 3 to 5 rounds, we want to be with the team 80% of the time. After that, if they show they can't hold
Mhm.
sites or aren't delaying you, then you can continue rushing. Can you get on site? If yes, stay with team. If no, proceed at 20%. So obviously you don't have to change the decision making now, but in the future, if you're in a game and you're seeing this after pistol, you see your jet and Reyna not go out there, it's like, okay, maybe you commit to that catwalk on round 2, or maybe you don't use it and like change your decision making until like round 3, round 4, round 5. But just as a quick reminder, that would be a good thing to keep in mind here.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it does look like we cancel again, so this might be one of those games where you just consistently have to cancel. So jet's not going, fortunately. And then this is where the spacing gets messed up again. So the cancel happened, but we aren't with the homies. I guess technically we're with the clove here. See what happens here.
Yeah, it was everyone left the spike, so I was like, okay, I should probably go with the spike
Spike.
holder.
Yeah, yeah. This is that situation we were talking about too. Almost exactly where we were practicing. I don't know if it was 19 or a backup plan. Yeah, 19 backup plan. After the smokes fades, stick with teammate even if suboptimal, and then jiggle piece close wall, and then try to walk out. So basically, like, if you had mollies, which we don't, but if you did, you would probably molly like close right, and then like maybe one more into the right side, and then you try and walk out. This we talked specifically about a crowed B site, if you remember, mollying the 2 left
Mhm.
sides. So that would be the situation here. Obviously, we don't have mollies, but I do like to see that you're actually trying to explore. Um, Yeah, almost got the kill. That's exactly the type of play, though, that you would have to do given that your jet is not entering this game. So I like to see it. Obviously, we didn't get to convert the kill, which we were looking for the trip, and then this guy swung. So it is what it is. That trip, just heads up, is actually like pretty much unbreakable from this side because it's going to attach to
Oh.
the wall. You have to peek out on this side to break it because it attaches here, and you can actually see that, or it attaches up. So um, same as for hookah too. If you go hookah, it's better to go on the left side and aim at the right.
Yeah, the cipher trips always get me.
Yeah, maybe that's the agent you pick up too. You can explore all the senties now.
True.
Something to talk about too. Okay, let's see. I do like this turret. We're with the homies. Spacing looks good. Hopefully Jet and Reyna go. They are going. Evan and Molly. Okay, this is where we get split. So the breach Molly comes up, and then you're also backing up mid Molly here, which makes sense. You have to pull out your gun again. So that's definitely the thing fucking up the spacing a little bit. It's just that breach stun and the mollies. It's a combination of both here.
Yeah.
But we actually didn't have to go out. And honestly, that molly was probably more important than going out. Oh, he's in the smoke. You see the little tether? That little
Oh.
thing, yeah.
Also, I think I thought I had spike here, so I went behind
Oh,
Jen,
yeah.
but I didn't.
Reyna had it? Oh, wow. He had it the whole time. He didn't plant. Okay. He didn't know either. Oh, what? Oh, the Jets smoked off your team and they're double hell. Oh, this is such a common thing that happens, especially in the lower ranks. 2 of your teammates would just sit here. Like, one guy would be on the right side of hell looking left, and the other guy would be left side of hell looking right. Instead of actually being out like here, they treat like hell as like the spot to go to instead of the fallback position. So stuff like that where you just died happens. That's so sad.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it too, because you have to worry about the smoke here. That's unfortunate. I like the round though. Obviously we got stalled because of the breach stun, but the molly heaven there is pretty important. So Good round. I wonder if worth learning a lineup that you can do off round start for tree. Do you have one for this?
Not for tree. One for the plant spot, and then I don't remember where the other one lands, but it's actually in front of this box. And then looking at those two big spikes
Oh, yeah,
on
this
the
one.
thing. Yeah.
I think this one lands Gen here. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't know where that second, the spike on the right, the big one. Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe that's behind those.
well, that's the
Oh, in
plant
front of the
spot.
dice.
I see. It definitely would be good for you to learn like a off rip molly for tree. Let's just pretend this lands. Then you'd be able to start the round with your turret like this. And then you'd be able to, let's just say that landed, and then you can throw your second one heaven, and then you can kind of just go.
Yeah.
But that could help with this, because I think the problem we're seeing is, at least with this molly, we have to have this in our hand here, which honestly is the normal way to throw it. But if you just had all of your lineups done ahead of time and then just had your gun out for the rest, that could just be one way to solve this.
Yeah.
Blame my team on the death there. Well, at least they committed. They went through the smoke. Doesn't look like it's going to happen this time. Oh, we're doing the young lineup. So that one lands front dice. That's a good post plant molly. You wouldn't really ever use that for the execute, by the way.
Okay.
Because it lands here. If you had the exact same lineup but it landed here, then it could be really good. Unless I missed through it. Okay, we're getting
Yeah, I
stalled
don't
up.
remember if there's a jump or not, but that's always the problem.
I gotcha. I imagine the jump would take it too far. Yeah, it says wait. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, so now we're in that backup plan mode where ideally we'd be peeking in the main, but Jet obviously calls us to wait. But the instinct that I would want you to have here is, after we got stalled and the smoke fades, I kind of want you to like get closer, ready to fight instead of backing up. Even though I know your Jet said wait, that doesn't mean that you have to back up. Your turret still has your flank. I would just want you to be a little bit closer. So then when we're more ready to go, or if nothing really is happening, you could start peeking into sight, something like this.
Yeah.
But it is awkward. Yeah, this is just a side effect of Duelist not going in. You're going to be in a bit more awkward rounds, which from what I can tell seems kind of common in your games.
Yeah.
Ooh, full server is here. Surprised this game actually gets so close. I guess this 11-13 though. This attack half is pretty hard. Yeah, nice try. First 4 rounds so far have been pretty rough. So like going into round 5 here, or round 6, I 100% would just be completely away from my team if I was trying to win. Because we've only made it through the choke point 1 round.
Yeah.
When you're playing like the game, do you recognize any of that? Or, like, do you think you are?
Like whether or not I should stick with the team?
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's just based off of what we talked about
for
with
sure.
the learning from the first 3
Mm-hmm.
or so
Mm-hmm.
rounds, trying to figure out like, okay, it's yeah, we're not really being successful, so maybe we should switch it up. But
Gotcha.
that's basically the whole thought process.
Gotcha. I mean, that's honestly all you really need. Either that and checking ults. Obviously in this week we're still working on SWAT team stuff, so it makes sense you aren't split up as well. Let's see. Kind of hard to work on SWAT team stuff if teammates don't go out though, huh?
Yeah.
This guy dies to the trip. Damn. Unfortunate. Close right. It's like another round lost, unfortunately. What was our eco? That might give us a kill. This glove's actually doing some pretty good smokes too. 1 bullet. Oh yeah, that gun fell off the map. That's a pretty common thing to happen right there.
It's so sad.
Oh no. Nice. Candle. Wow, we actually won this. That's crazy. I like the slices there. Nice. Yeah, good recovery. Wow.
Yippee.
Wow. When we actually get to shoot, you know, we get to kill them. We just, so many of these rounds we just kept dying to some random stuff. You're deciding on the corner. Any of those corners would have worked. Okay, here we go. Spacing's good here. Jet goes, boom. We check minimap, we see 2 on the right, and then we go out. That is good. Preem could have been a little bit better, but timing-wise, it's pretty good. I say Preem could be better just because we're not actually looking on either side of the boxes here.
Yeah, it's still difficult for me to get out of smokes with it.
100% takes time. For the Reyna here. Nice. Okay, eventually got him. Light's clear. So spacing is better this round, and my assumption is actually because we didn't use any mollies. That definitely might be the common theme here.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
But you know, if mollies is a big deal to weave in, you could try playing other sentis that don't have to worry about that.
Placing swarm grenade.
Yeah, I know I proposed chamber earlier. Chamber is
Grenade out.
not super meta on this map, but
Swarm grenade.
you don't really have to worry about mollies, which is quite nice. And he's a little TP.
My parts destroyed.
Found over, nice. Yeah, and chamber slots into the whole SWAT team thing quite well, so
Get out of my way.
there's a ton of sentis for you to try. They're all pretty cool. Probably stay away from Sage though, even though she just got buffed. Still not very good.
Oh man, poor Sage.
No. Spacing wasn't that bad here. We did make it out. It's just a little bit slower because I think they're doing this alarm bot. It's like your instinct when you throw util is to do it and then back up. That's like what's happened every single time. So you did the alarm bot here. If we go back, so you take a step forward, use the alarm bot, but then you go fully backwards. Boom. And then now 3 people are out. Which, to be fair, you have to pull out your
Yeah, I
gun.
wonder why I do that.
It makes sense. Like you don't have your gun. It's like get more into cover. Oh wow, he's a banger shot. Your routing here is fine too. Just hits a nice shot. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Obviously, the molly would help with that, but I do like that you ran through the smoke. Like spacing is actually not too bad when we don't get breach stunned. What happens here? Walk up cat.
Enemy spotted mid.
Help the homie. Nice. Gets the kill. Good.
Placing
Oh,
alarm bot.
you're gonna die. Oh, nice. Okay.
Drop in loading.
Oh, this
Just my
clove just
one
Have
bot.
this spike.
ran in there.
Drop
What
in
happened
loading.
here?
I have this spike.
Wow. You see the shot? He actually just hit that fading away, I
Mhm.
think. I think that's like fully running.
Yeah. I remember being confused about this.
He like interrupted you, like a network issue, or he hit you full running there.
Mm.
Crazy. You saw the stream and backed away.
Time for a field test. Placing sentry.
Okay. Israel. You're just staring at this jet waiting for her to move up.
Yeah, that's me waiting for my teammate.
Oh my god, that's actually so funny. That's perfect though. That is perfect. What you could do right here, you see how he's like, let's look, take a look at the minimap. Okay, so I'm staring at minimap here, boom, he peeks. You see the little white come in? That means that he has the angle now. So what you would want to do to support him is as he's clearing the rest of B main, kind of like just hold his B main. So you would wait until you see white here, then boom, you would peek it, and then you just hold here while he's coming around clearing this.
Mm-hmm.
Or just hold this, yeah. Which you eventually do, like right here. Boom. You would just hold that for him. And now we're good.
Cypher on NB.
Okay. Ollie's good. We don't back up that time. Oh, we backed up that time. But that's definitely the thing ruining the spacing. I don't even want to say ruining. It's just the mollies there are probably more important than the spacing, to be clear, especially because you're playing Sentinel. You're not expected to be second, third, fourth. Like normally Sentinels are actually fifth out, like completely last. But you know, if your teammates are gonna go out, it does help for you to go out too. So
Yeah.
I guess my point being is, it's not an expectation for you to go. Like the mollies are probably more important, but if you wanted to hone in on the skill a little bit more, then this is something you could try and fix up because it is possible to do both. Get the mollies out and try and be in like third in is possible. Have to throw the molly. I guess part of it is you're trying to wait until you activate it to run out, which makes sense. I have seen like some vices, for example, will like throw this, activate this, and then like run out and then like peek. And then when they come around, then they pop it as they're running, which
Huh.
is a lot to juggle. And also, if you do that, the assumption is that you don't die by the time you go out here. You're still alive by the time you
Yeah.
make it out here. So that is valid. If you're playing another agent that doesn't have to reactivate the util as well, like if you're playing Raze, you get to just throw the nade and then not even have to worry about it because it's already out. Whereas Killjoy and Vice
Yeah.
both have to activate it again, so that's kind of the issue we're running into here. Which might be another argument for trying to have the lineups here so that you can just throw it earlier, and then by the time you're exiting, you can have them, I guess. Theoretically. It works a lot better on Haven, I think, because Haven C, you can just do both of those off rip with a bomb plant. We've never spoken about bomb plants, I think, ever.
Yeah.
I'll quickly mention this one. This is the most common one. I think if you have all of sight, this is actually the better one though here, because you can see it from further. Like if you play offsite, and if you're back here, you can see it. Very nice.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen anyone plant it there.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Most people plant here. You're probably seeing this one the most commonly, but the problem with that one at the box is if your teammates are offsite because they like pushed up, or like you went for a wrap play, like the bomb is planted, they're going stairs, and you're like shift walking to try and pinch them. You won't be able to see the bomb is planted here. But if it's planted here, you can see it. And if it's planted in that corner, you still can't see. You have to go a bit wider. So, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Um,
Good to know.
In like Immortal games, you'll see this one used the most. If you're in Radiant, you'll see this a bit more commonly. And then this one's probably the standard because it feels the safest.
Yeah.
The line bot could probably play up here. So we haven't really talked too much about post plants either. But the thing to see here, your teammates have the forward lines. So I always use bomb plants as a checkpoint. Pretty much it's my mini-map time. So anytime I'm planting, I'm just staring at mini-map. Are my teammates playing up in this rectangle? If yes, I go forward as well. If no, if they're playing, let's just say in this blue rectangle, like back here, then I would play safe. So I'll show you my position changes for that. It's pretty much the same for any agent I play. Oops. So let's say I'm planting, boom, and then I see on mini map, I have a B main player and a draft player. When I finish planting, I'm just gonna run up here and I'm gonna like hold this line for my team. I'm gonna like jiggle it, maybe I'll go wider and just hold the angle, and I'm just like fighting up, right? If I already have a player up here, then instead I might just go up here and then jump to the ledge, and then I'll get ready to play off of my teammate's contact. So if I have a draft player, he sees them coming out market, I'm just ready for that, and then boom, I'll swing. Or if the market door is closed, or if we have market control for some reason and they're coming out spawn, I'll just wait up here. Teammate gets contact or something like that, or you hear them, you can peek into them. Boom. That's the way to play the aggressive B post plant. If, for example, like I'm planting, boom, and I don't see any of my teams. We don't have B main control. We don't have giraffe. Everyone's on site. We have a guy here, maybe a guy in this corner. Maybe we have some people just AFK back site. Then I would plant here, finish the plant, and then I would probably just find a spot to play depending on the time. So this is kind of advanced, but I'll just show you it so you know the concept. If you can get into an up-down position, it's quite nice. So this is one. If I'm crouched here and I'm holding this, this is the exact same angle that the player back here can hold. But head height-wise, my head is going to be higher than this player because they're crouched. So when this...
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I know. So when this person
never
peeks...
thought about this.
Yeah. So there's an up-down here, right? So it's a good way to do a double peek. You'll see this very commonly in higher ranks. This is the post plant. And the best part about this position is that if this guy lane can't see them. So both of these players here can just hold stairs until they drop. And when you drop, you make noise, right? So that makes noise. Now this guy can turn around and fight this guy, and then this guy can also fight him if they want to. So it's a pretty good way to play like a 2-man post plant on B. I'm showing you this. You probably won't ever use it in your rank games intentionally. Even in Radiant games, it happens now and then, but most of the time Radiant post plants are probably a bit forward. So that's just the mindset I want you to get into though. Where can I position in a way that can help my teammate? So another common thing to happen is if your teammate is backside and he's holding lane, and you just finish planting and you see him doing that, you could technically just up down with him again and just double hold it. But what I would probably do in this situation is go into position that I can hold his stairs. So I finish planting, teammate's holding lane, I'll just pick up stairs instead and play like here. Or maybe I'll go here. Or maybe I'll just go back into that box angle here. And what you can do is if this guy never comes stairs and your teammate like shoots here, like because he has contact, you can just like now move and hold this. So it's quite nice for you to be in spots like this. But my favorite post plant spots on site after I finish planting is probably this box here. If you can make it all the way across, I really like this one. And I play here. And this lets you have like off angle on stairs and also off angle on lane because this box hides it. So you can hold it like this. I don't like to do it like this. I like to do it fully off angle. So what happens when they're peeking? Boom, peek, peek. They peek out here. And then they start coming out towards site, looking back site. And then that's when you get the angle. See? This is off angle here. Boom. So
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
it's a really good spot. This is great for post plants, but also it's really good on defense. Really good. So a round might look like this. I'm skipping a little bit ahead, but post plants and defense rounds kind of play similarly anyways.
Placing sentry.
It's just pretend like this is our setup, right?
Placing swarm
Early molly, we get pushed off,
grenade out.
and then we fall back here, we pop this molly.
Bomb grenade out.
We get our first fight, we drop down on site, we run over here, and then you can just hide here. And then you almost always get the first kill after that. So
Okay. That's nice.
that does
That's
work.
nice to know.
Does work pretty well. The problem is after here, you're pretty committed, so you might get one kill, but
Yeah.
you're gonna have to like try and like fight your way out. But it is a pretty nice spot. So, this is obviously a lot of positioning stuff that we haven't really ever touched on. If I'm being honest, it probably doesn't apply too much up until you're like gold plat, maybe even diamond. You can get away with just like one brain cell. Oh, there's a guy there. Let me rely on my preem, peak, spray training or burst training to get the kill. And it's less so much about the positioning. So, yeah, that's a whole new topic to explore for sure.
Okay. My next project.
Yeah, learning off angles though is very strong. I think you probably already know of one with this turret. This turret gets this line here. And if you just play here, you get a quite nice off angle. So there are tons of those where you play good off angles and you just get free kills. So yeah, that's you'll instinctively, if you ever play chamber. I know I keep mentioning chamber, but chamber abuses off angles a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, we would not fall back to backside in the future, given that they're playing forward lines here. That's good breach ult though. So if you were lane there, you know, your fade fights lane, you would try and fight again. But the breach ult's honestly perfect. Yeah, pretty hard around the win here. Oh, it's actually winnable now. Nice. Oh, that guy's baiting. Well played though, honestly. Well played though. I like to see the sprays.
We can't keep doing the same things.
Okay, let's see. SWAT team. With the ults. Quite nice. Oh my god, the trips. Oh, we're still alive. Oh, now we're dead. What happened? Oh, we were spectating.
I have no idea.
What the? And we live. That was so confusing. We died to the trip. Look, we took 148 damage to the breach, and then the Cypher trip fully activated and did 5 damage. That's crazy.
So sad.
That's actually crazy. Obviously, the problem here is obviously the trip, but we're trying to throw the molly going through the smoke. The molly seems to be 50-50 on whether or not it's like better or worse to use. I definitely think one solution would be to learn the lineups beforehand. The other solution is just to play chamber and then you don't have to use them.
True.
That's like half joke. I do think chamber would be good for you to learn though. This guy. Oh wow. Nice kill by him. Mechanically, there's some stuff to talk about there. So the main thing would be whether or not to wide swing versus dedicated peek. We kind of know his position because he shot the prowler. What I kind of see there in that swing is like, here, I'll try and explain it by using a graffiti, which we might have talked about this before, but just more as a recap. Let's say like I think he's right there. And I have the info because of the prowler. So I'm going to pre-aim that and then I'm going to stop and then I'm going to shoot if he's there. If he's not there, I'm going to still be on this pre-aim. I'm still stopping, but if he's not there, by the time I've stopped and processed he's not there, I'm going to adjust and then shoot. So it's going to look like this or something like that. That's kind of like a dedicated peek. What I kind of saw here was I'm going to swing and then I'm going to see him and they're going to stop and shoot. Like the processing order changes. Like, do I stop and then see if he's there and then adjust? Or do I continue moving, see he's there, adjust, and then shoot? So
Yeah.
typically, if you already have prior info to where the player is, you just go for the stop ahead of time so that you can spend less time moving, I guess, and you're more ready to shoot. Because like if you notice, he gets his first bullet off here before you do when you peek. Right? We don't get a bullet off. But if you go for the other round, when you like peek, stop, shoot, you'll get your bullet off before he does, like 9 times out of 10. It's just what the reason why it's riskier is your pre-aim has to be pretty good for it to actually work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going though. Obviously, SWAT team's the thing to look at, but we don't really have many opportunities this game. We go for the lurk. This is the correct adaptation, to be fair. But we do leave. I would want you to walk up there.
Yeah, I don't remember why I started over here, or like I thought they were coming this way or something.
I gotcha. But look, that's perfect. That's exactly what you'd want to do here. Punish the guy trying to rotate. Good pre-aim. See, this is the peek we were literally just talking about. You got info on the guy, so you peeked out and you stopped. Like that is exactly what you'd want to do on the jet in the previous round. Nice. Wow, lurking is working quite well. Has to be a little bit lost. Heck, you fired this guy? Oh, you saw him on the jiggle. I see. The red pigs are so funny.
Carrier is dead. Spike down mid. One enemy remaining. Last
Wow, your crosshair placement's really good here too. If you slow it down, it's like perfectly on target, and then you like moved your crosshair because you thought he was gonna swing wider. Slow. Boom. Perfect gap the whole time. This guy swings. You're on target as you stop, and then we adjusted.
Yeah.
It's good though. Sometimes we guess wrong on the movements. Yeah, if your micro adjustments are like slightly better there, or you're like less tense on your mouse, you probably get that kill 9 times out of 10. Crosshair placement is really good there though. Overall, this attack half was, if I'm being honest, like it's not really a winnable attack half, even if you change anything. I think the thing to take away though is that if you're trying to win, which obviously we had our focus points for this week, but just for the future, after you recognize your teammates can't really hit the site, you would try and lurk earlier and try and like do something similar to what you did that last round, where you're away from the team, you're looking for a fight somewhere else.
Yeah.
And obviously the other thing we saw was the mollies. The mollies definitely was one of the major factors causing us to be a little bit further back in terms of spacing. And the one round where we had really good spacing and your teammates actually went out was the round where we didn't use any mollies. So is interesting to see, of course. So offense in the future, after you don't have any focus points to work on and you're trying to win the game, important to adapt based on what is happening. So this game, the executes weren't working. We're not able to get on site. This means that we should ideally spread out to work the rest of the map. Use the first 3 to 5 round framework to help you make this decision. Okay, separately, we had issues with scaling / spacing. When using Molly, we were slower. Learn lineups to use Mollies immediately, or don't use them at all by playing Chamber. My face. Those are probably the two main ones. We talked about post plant briefly. Post plants, teammates are playing up / forward. Try and match their intention by playing ahead or forward as well. Otherwise, if they're playing passively, play passively too. Yeah. To see what that looks like on A, just so you have another example. You're planting, boom. You see your teammates hiding in hell. When you finish this bomb plant, what you're going to do is you're going to also hide. Just find a corner and hide somewhere. If you finish the bomb plant and you're looking at minimap and your teammates are playing like they're fighting heaven, they're like actively fighting heaven from here. What you would do is you would also fight. You would like finish the bomb plant and you would just go wide. Fight. If you finish the bomb plant and your teammates are taking tree, you would go and take tree. If you finish the bomb plant and your teammates are all AFK in A main, you go find the safest corner you can possibly find and pray for the best. You know? That's pretty much the thought process here. Every bomb site plays differently in terms of like what forward and what back looks like. Like for B, we very clearly could define a yellow box, which meant forward. On A, there really is no yellow box, unfortunately, because you rarely are able to take tree control, and you're rarely ever able to fully take heavy control. So forward on A pretty much just means, are they in hell or are they not in hell? If they're in hell, they're playing safe. If they're not in hell, they're probably playing to fight. That's pretty much the two ones. But in your elo, you'll probably see most commonly people just hiding in hell. So you probably just want to find a corner. My favorite corner after is just here. They can't see you from heaven, and you get to fully focus on tree.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions about attack?
I don't think so.
Okay. Good. That all makes sense. Let's take a look. Defense. Mainly just looking at this routing, I believe. Sent 2 boxes. Hello. Simple enough. Wow, turret. Your jet should get next. Oh, he didn't get a kill. Sucks.
Reloading.
Fall back stairs. Fine so far. Nice, good spam. 1 logs. Good kills. Okay, so there's kind of like mixed intentions here, because your jet actually he did the thing that we could have done, which is get early B main contact, fall back somewhere, then fall back to site. This guy's playing passively, right? So if we're thinking about what we just talked about with post plants, you would want to match your B player. In this case, your clove actually runs out to play forward, so you end up playing forward as well. The thing to note for the future is trying to be aware of these things. If your jet falls back and your clove, and like we had a 3A setup, and your clove, fade, Reyna were all over here, and you notice your jet fall back, you would want to fall back too. In this case, it makes sense for you to stay forward though, because your clove's here. So regardless of what your jet does, it's more important you play off your clove here, because she actually made it through. That makes sense?
Okay. Yeah.
But this was good. Good to fight. Your Reyna's still fighting, so you end up going out. I think this was all good. Yeah, let's see the rotate. Do we push? We push. Kind of loud, but okay. Cypher was spotted. Take the space.
Yeah, things are are speeding up than I tend to as well, and then
Mhm.
usually that bites me in the ass, but, worked out fine here, I think.
Yeah, sometimes you can do it based on what you see on the mini map in terms of agents. I don't know how common it is for your game to have non duelist lurk. Or sorry, duelist lurk. But like what I mean by that is if you see Cypher spotted A, that's normally the
Yeah.
guy lurking, or the Clove spotted, you can probably speed it up. In which case the Cypher is just spotted A main right there, so speeding it up does make sense. There. Um,
Many enemies in sight. Where are
yeah, this is fine. Let's take a look. Wow, this guy.
where are you?
Wow. Okay. Rotate looked fine though. You pushed all the way through B main. That's the main thing that I was looking at there. Alley.
Placing swarm grenade.
Ah, I don't think we actually ever went into the details of this molly. Minor details here. You wouldn't expect the details to matter, but what we just did here was we bounced the molly off the back wall to land. You did it without running. It's pretty much all the same, to be fair. Reason why you might not do the bounce is because it actually takes longer to land for you to activate. So
Yeah, actually, I think we did talk about this.
we did?
I
Okay.
just didn't yeah, I just didn't, put it into action.
Gotcha. Yeah, a little nice run and throw on the floor. You can just instant pop, which is quite nice. Oh, they aren't there. It's good to always insta pop the molly, by the way, even if they're not there.
Yeah. Sometimes I just expect them to shoot it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Peaks look good here. We like to see the slices. Where is? Okay. We do push again. That's good. Good rotate. Could catch a guy here. We saw one cat. Oh yeah, there we go. Nice. That's the lurker. The rest of them should be A. You could flank if you wanted to.
Last player standing.
You go for the flank. That's actually winnable. Believe.
One enemy
Nice.
remaining. Removed.
Oh, yeah, that was perfect. Perfect routing.
Yay!
Push B, boom, good. Catch the lurker. Commit to the flank after killing the lurker. Yeah, that's actually perfect. Well played, good shots. We like that. We like that. Defense definitely seems a lot more comfortable for us.
Placing
Makes a ton of sense, to be fair.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out. Here.
We fall back B main.
Placing swarm grenade.
Gonna
Get
turret
my way.
here.
Grenade out.
Wow, Reyna's pushed him in. Okay. Do we push up mid? Oh, this guy comes back to us? I heard the guy cat. I kind of zoned out. That sucks. I think rotates were here are fine. I would be careful on falling back so early. You did the molly here,
Here.
but then we backed up and you heard them. I probably would want you to take that fight, I think.
Okay.
They do end up getting smoked off before your turret shoots anyways, but yeah. You want to be careful of falling back too quickly. Because you don't want to let them break the turret for free, pretty much.
Mhm.
Hunt begins. Mid. A. I'd probably push through there. You have Killjoy ult though. This makes sense.
Recalling my bot.
It does make more sense to rotate spawn with Killjoy ult. Yeah. Yeah, you thought about it too.
One enemy remaining. Initiated.
Yeah.
Yeah, all good. I understand the rotate at least. Obviously, we could have saved it. It's okay. Better to use it. Win. Same thing. Probably wouldn't fall back too early. We did get smoked off, to be fair. Nice kill. Wait, all orange bars. That's impressive. Shooting at that speed? I won't lie. That second burst, I thought would have been 2 bars. I was just stunned. Nice.
Multiple enemies being.
Reposition spawn. So far, so good. Light holes look pretty good. We didn't have the molly on the choke because we did it in mid, it looks like. Yeah, we put it with the alarm bot? Okay, that makes sense. Normally I have my second molly on B main too. Put on the smoke here, but it's acceptable to be honest. Oh wow. Wow, all 3 mid teammates died. It's actually a team diff so far. Sucks.
Last player standing.
Oh, wow. That is the life of a killjoy sometimes. You played the side hold perfectly too. You delayed. You denied the entry.
Found them.
You kept fighting when your teammates rotated in. They literally just died on the mid rotate, and weren't in position to fight it. That's kind of impossible to fight there. Looks like they're playing that hell. They're playing double hell right now. Yeah, there he is. Everyone plays hell until like you're a
Okay.
diamond plus, probably. They're just obsessed. So here we'd probably push through. Yeah, we do. It's good. A little bit scary to do with Spectre, but following the routing pretty well. He was aware of it. Wow. That sucks. Yeah, this was
I
good
wonder
though.
if he saw me when I was crossing.
You think?
Maybe.
Maybe, there's a chance. You would expect him
I
to be
hear
scared of
him.
mid right now. Yeah. Yeah. There's a chance. There's a chance. To be fair, that is a decision making I'd want you to do. And I personally would push there too. Oh, peeking behind the turret. Wow, that is probably the way to do it, huh? Never really thought about it.
I like to switch it up.
Enemy spotted
Yeah,
B.
good. Perfect B main fight with the homies.
Spike down B.
Oh, we got flanked market. That was good though. Good round. Push it to A.
I'll find you.
They go mid. Angle's a little bit hard to hold. That we gave. I'll show you how to hold that one.
Yeah, I got scared.
The scary one. It's pretty dangerous if you play it this close and this wide. If you back up and then you crouch, you can't really die here. So that's a good one to hold. Also, typically when I hold crack angles, you were holding it on the right like this, kind of like the pream's closer to the right. I hold to the left because the dangerous part about crack angles is that they overswing and then see you and then wallbang you. So you want to hold more left when you hold a crack. Or I guess,
Okay.
yeah, the side that they would swing you from. So you're holding a... Yeah, you get my point. In this case, it would be left if
Yeah,
you're holding from the right. Yeah, yeah. So otherwise, there's not really any risk to holding a crack angle as long as you're pre-aimed for their overswing. You can just get that shot. Also, it counts for your reaction time. Like, you know, holding on the right is going to be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect flash from him. Oh, that's unfortunate. Once you get enough reps against Reyna, you can make a split-second decision here to see that flash and actually take a step forward and get under the flash and it won't blind you. But that's like super high level. This is
Yeah.
yeah, he checkmated us there, to be fair. That sucks. That sucks. I don't think there's really anything you can change there. Maybe like you'd be kind of more ready for the flash because they have double flash characters, Reyna and Breach.
Yeah.
So maybe instead of positioning on this wall, that's normally a pretty good angle, maybe you try and get the cover and like hold it from here, and then if they flash, you could tuck. Obviously, you have to be worried a little bit about A main, but this is a decent spot to fall back to. A little bit hindsighty, but good to know for the future. They're playing flash characters. You can try and get some cover.
Yeah.
I do like to see that you're fighting it and not falling. Fair.
Bomb
Did we
grenade.
do the other molly? We did. Broke it.
Placing swarm grenade.
Yeah. But we actually didn't pop it. We could have probably popped that one.
Enemy spotted B. Destroyed.
I do think we could have probably fought that a little bit harder, but it seems like we're kind of like mixed on whether or not you still want to commit to your turret or not. It happens
Yeah.
sometimes. Are we scared of the breach ult?
Take them. Bring them down. What do?
Go for the re-push here. Yeah, this is a good ult. Or sorry, a good push after the fade ult. Good mid-run re-clear as well. Now we know 100% it's A. Oh, wow, they're already on A. The guy mid here.
One enemy remaining.
The left, right? That guy go. He
Spike
died too.
planted. Spike planted.
Oh, he pushed through. He was here. Went here. Okay. So confused.
One
Love
enemy
kills him.
remaining.
That makes sense now. The repush was good there though. Good if I'd be main a little bit more aggro, but we're not popping the molly. Always pop the
Spike
molly.
down A.
Get up, kills 3. We should just win. Okay, nice. Last round. Which we lose. What happens?
Placing swarm grenade.
Reject's playing on top of the turret. It's worst case scenario.
Found them.
Guy goes fast mid.
Out.
Backs off the molly. No good
My
kill.
ultimate
We get
is
Volt.
ready. Initiated.
Oh, the breach stun.
Initiated.
You played this as well as you could have, I think. I'll be honest. You got the ult down last round. You're getting pushed. Yeah. That forces their hand though. Your Clove should have a timing off of it, but he died to a classic.
Like I never left.
And then your Jet died to the op. Aw. Everything that could have went wrong this round pretty much went wrong. But you did a good job
Oh,
of pivoting.
amazing.
Yeah. Urena traded 1-for-1, which is good. You rotated over, you traded 1-for-1, which is good. But after this, it's pretty much out of your hands. Because you're going to get pushed. You don't have enough time to even fall back. Rank, we got gold 1. We just got gold 1. Yeah, this is tough. Get the kill here. In another universe, you'd be able to fall back, but I don't think this was it. Yeah. Pretty good, though. I don't really have any many critiques for defense, to be honest. Looks good to me.
Yippee.
The only thing would be maybe to fight B main a little bit more aggressively. With that turret.
Yeah.
But the flanks were good, the pushes were good. I guess pop the molly.
Yeah,
main.
I don't know why. Sometimes I'm just like, I want to see if they're there rather than use it for anything.
I see. Like if you hear them shoot it, you're like, oh, there's a guy there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if they don't shoot it, then I'm like, oh, they're probably A. But maybe better to just always pop it.
Yeah, your turret gives you the info. So like theoretically if you the only reason why you would want, in my opinion, to use the molly and not pop it to get info is if this turret didn't exist, and then if they didn't shoot it, you can feel more confident pushing it. Or rotating off. But because this turret's always here, you can always just leave. So this is your info gathering tool. This is your, I guess, pressure B main tool. So you know your turret's always guaranteed info. Yeah. But yeah, overall pretty happy with defense. Definitely the attack would be the minor thing to work on. It's not even major because technically it's not actually part of your role description to be part of the entry like this. It probably is more important for you as a Senti to probably like be lurking and looking for those timings, or to use mollies for the anti-flood. That's more typical of the Sentinel role description. But as we've kind of talked about previously, especially in our rank we're at, you're going to have a lot harder time getting impact if your teammates aren't going to go out and trade and things like that. So that's kind of why we tried to shift the focus a little bit to be part of the SWAT team. But just know, like, in the heart of your hearts, that's actually technically what you're not supposed to be doing. But in ranked, it's like really good to do stuff like that. So, yeah. So I guess, do you have any questions about the VOD?
I don't think so.
Good. Everything
I think
clear?
we went over a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. I guess next would be to talk about the coaching journey. It doesn't have to be anything formal. I didn't really feel the need to create any questions or anything like that. But I'm curious mainly from your perspective on like how did it feel from your end? Like what went well, what went poorly? Kind of that side of things, I guess.
Like having you as a coach specifically?
I guess that's part of it. To me, it's more about your experience as a player. Because like from that, I can kind of like take away learnings from, I guess. Like what was it like going from bronze 1 to gold? And
yeah, I think that it's been super helpful coaching in the coaching sessions in general, just because like as we noticed throughout our sessions, like I struggle a lot with the overwhelm and like kind of not sure what to do with all of that information, I feel like you've done a really good job at helping me, like, choose a focus point and, like, build off of that, and the mental stack that we've been talking about throughout has been, um, such a great tool for that actually, because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, some of these things I don't have to think about anymore,"
Mhm.
and I can definitely see that, like, looking at past VODs, which I don't do too often, but, like, sometimes,
Mhm.
we'll go back through and, like, rem or even thinking like, "Oh, remember when you used to do blah, blah, blah," and I'm like, "Oh my god," like, I can't even believe that
Right.
that was how I was playing, like, obviously it makes more sense to do it this way, anyway. So, that's been, I think, the most helpful, um, part of this is to just, like, know what to focus on or, like, have something to focus on and just go with it.
Mm.
And personally for me, it's been kind of, I mean, a new experience because I've never really looked at games in this way, like, I've never, um, been a super strategic player,
Mhm.
so very challenging
Mhm.
to wrap my head around and very grateful to have had you help me through that.
I mean, I was grateful to work with you, to be honest. So, same goes for me as well. I mean, yeah, I mean, we could go back and forth and do compliments and stuff, but what do you think was one of your biggest hurdles in the game specifically? Like, was it like learning the mechanics? Was it learning the setups? Was it like what do you think was actually the biggest thing for you to overcome, I guess?
I don't know, I feel like it's all been very difficult for me personally, like, um, even, maybe revisiting things a couple weeks later and being like, "Oh, wait, I totally forgot, like, to look at the mini map," even though we've been
Uh-huh.
talking about it for a while, like, um, I don't
So,
know, maybe for mechanics, it's more like sticking to the routines and stuff, like, I would do the AIM Labs playlist, like, a couple times a week, and then, like, for a couple weeks, I would not do it at all, and then I would do it for, like, a week straight, and then so I was very inconsistent about that. Um, maybe that's, like, something that's just hard for me to really drill on. And, like, game sense wise, definitely looking at the minimap or, like, checking the minimap as frequently as you tell me I should.
Gotcha.
Um,
To be fair, it is a higher level skill,
yeah.
but I understand. Okay. That's good to know. Would you say that one skill was harder to learn than the other? Like, I guess from my point of view, with anything game sense related, at least with setups, when you did the homework, you're able to kind of, apply it in that way. Um, but like mechanics, obviously, is something that builds up over time. So I would assume for a newer player, someone learning like a setup for like a sentinel would be easier compared to learning the mechanics. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, I would say that's true, but for me, maybe it's because, like, we looked at so many examples with Nats
Hmm.
and, like, I basically copied and pasted his homework into mine, and,
Right.
like, that was helpful even like, I'm still applying some of those things that I learned, and, um, it makes it click a little faster, I guess, um,
Hmm.
just because if I try to, like, you've seen me try to, like, put down util in my own spots, and you're like, "Mm, it would probably be better over there," and, like, I don't understand why,
Right.
so that's difficult.
Uh, easier maybe when having. Yeah, that makes sense. I could also see that being a crutch, but at the same time, there was a conversation. I'm gonna go on a quick tangent. Like, there's this podcast, like League Creators, Broken by Concept. I love their stuff. If you ever play League, definitely highly recommend the podcast. But they had like a guy that like teaches math go in that podcast or like send in a question. The guy that's like a math professor or something sent in a question. He was like, when learning and teaching math, he prefers to teach it in a way that is universally true forever. So the example he gave was like using the FOIL method versus learning distributive property. For those that don't know math, basically it's just two different ways to do the same thing. But the FOIL method is like the entry way to do it, but the thing that works behind it is the distributive property. And his thought process is you might as well just skip the FOIL method, not teach it, and just teach the thing that works all the time. But and then he related it to League and it was like, do you do that for League? Like, do you teach someone something that works all the time and theoretically is a truth like universally? But the argument then was that like League is like a evolving game. Like your game changes per rank. So like if I were to tell you to play like how I do in my games, it's not gonna work, you know? So that's why like maybe even at the very end that we made the adjustment to be more of the SWAT team. When like in theory, it's more correct for the Sentinel to be away from the team more oftentimes than not. So yeah, quick spiel on that. I do think there's not really any big universal truths with this game. Like it
Oh
is
yeah, for
very rank
sure.
dependent. Yeah.
For sure. I just meant in terms of like the mental stack, it makes it a lot easier to focus on the other things that I was learning.
Hmm.
So um yeah,
Yeah.
like a temporary thing or like something to incorporate into my games, but not necessarily use all the time.
Oh, 100%. I was more so adding on rather than yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
No, I understand. What was I gonna say? There was okay, so we talked about the mechanics, talked about the learning part. I always say Valorant is a shooter first, and I'm curious if in your experience that if you felt like that was true too, like learning the mechanics had if it had more results over learning like the game sense side of things, or was it kind of more even for you?
I think that at the beginning it was super helpful to focus on the mechanics,
Hmm.
but that's because I didn't know any of the
Right.
game sense stuff. Like maybe as time went on, I got yelled at my teammates a lot more for, like,
Uh-huh.
not knowing what to do in a certain situation or, like, making the wrong choice. Um, so, like, maybe at that point, I started feeling frustrated, like, "Ugh, I wish we were focusing on more game sense stuff because I have no idea what I'm doing."
Right, right.
But it did help me a lot to be able to rely more on the mechanics. So I do see, like, why you teach it that way, and I do think that it's more helpful. But at a certain point, I was like, "Hey, so maybe I can improve my mechanics as we learn
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that I don't get flamed every day."
To
Um
gotcha, gotcha. Okay, so when from your point of view, I guess, is that like is there a threshold to cross for you to kind of be like, okay, let's start incorporating game sense? Because obviously with the mental stack, there's only so much you can juggle.
Yeah.
Um,
I am not sure
mhm,
where that shift happened. I'm wondering if it's just, like, just a feeling.
a feeling
Like,
thing.
maybe I wouldn't be able to, yeah, pinpoint specifically when.
That is fair. I think a lot of improving in anything is just trusting your feelings. So, like, if the feeling at the start of the game is like, "Oh my god, I can't shoot properly. I'm moving too much or whatever." Like, I just don't. I get scared when someone's on my screen. Like, obviously address that first. But
Yeah.
if like you do that enough, and it's like, okay, like I know how to shoot my gun for the most part, but then I don't know what to do, then obviously adjusting. So it sounds like it's more of a it requires flexibility from both ends, like the player and the coach, at least in this setting, to
Yeah.
like adjust based on like do it more week to week rather than I guess level up as much as you can in this area before moving on. Like it might have to be like level up in this area a little bit and then shift focus for this week to do this other thing and then kind of bounce back and forth.
Yeah, or, like, how maybe something that, changed the perspective for me a lot was, like, when we were talking about, um how to peak to, like, use the mechanics to your advantage, basically, like, how they work together, maybe.
Mm, mm,
Because then it didn't really seem like one over the other, it felt more like, this is how you play the game, like,
right.
um, maybe more bigger picture rather than trying to split it apart.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah. It reminds me of like Karate Kid. Like he was like learning all these motions and he didn't see the big picture and thought it was pointless. But like
Yeah.
obviously when he saw the application, it kind of clicked. Maybe like seeing the application first and then training it so you know what you're working towards probably is a better way to do it.
Yeah, and there were a couple times where you showed me, like, with the spray transfer, for example, you're like, "Oh, this is what you're trying to aim for." I was like, "Oh, wait, that makes more sense why
Right,
like, that makes, more sense on why I would decide to spray rather than to burst or whatever."
right.
So,
We did that with the spraying, and then we did that as well with the minimap refrag, if I recall.
yeah.
Minimap refrag. You see someone on minimap, you pre-aim, you peek. Okay. Sounds like I got better at that over time.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Um, the roll thing, that's a big one. The roll thing. I put you on Reina jail for a little bit. After you were playing Deadlock. What were your opinions on the role swaps and stuff?
I think it was good because it got me out of my comfort zone and because I mean, one of the biggest notes that you had when I first started was that I was playing way too passively, but part of that was because I didn't know what I was doing. I had no confidence in
Right,
like where I should be taking fights or like whether I even should. And then you're like, it doesn't matter, just do it.
right.
It doesn't matter, just take the fight. Like I just want to see you take more duels. Um, and when that became the focus, then it was really helpful. Um, and I mean, from what I've seen, Reina gets a lot of shit online or, like, even from teammates whenever I was insta-locking her, so I was like,
Yeah,
after a while, I was like, But at first, I was like, "No problem." I had
yeah,
an ego with it,
yeah, yeah.
so it was fine.
Uh, yeah. There's a lot of pressure when you pick that agent because like the thought process with Reina is like she doesn't help her team ever. That's like a very selfish pick. Um,
Yeah.
so you kind of have to. The only value Reina gets is through kills, basically. So anytime someone sees the agent, they're like, "Oh, like you have to get kills, or if you're low on the scoreboard, you're useless." Whereas like if you're Killjoy but you're 10 kills, 10 deaths, no one really cares. But if you're Reina with 10 kills, 10 deaths, like someone's gonna say something about it. So even though like that dynamic is
Yeah.
like in theory like maybe true, in practice it's not true at all. But I definitely understand that. Um, so the other role swap we made was the Reyna back to the Sentinel, but we didn't go to the Deadlock. I think we made that decision for a couple of reasons, but one of them I think was so that we could be a bit more confident in committing to the fast rotate, if I recall correctly. Um, what do you think about that role swap going to the Reyna back to the Sentinel, looking back on it? And the main reason why I ask is do you think it actually slowed down your progress, or was it like a necessary change because maybe we were plateaued on the arena?
No, I think it was necessary. I think it was a good pick too because it helped me with, like, info understanding,
Mm,
'cause I think that's something that I still struggle with is, like, trying to figure out, okay, where could they be coming from, at what times, and, like, I don't know, I sometimes get super lost on the map, so, like, having the turret to tell me, like, "Okay, you don't have to worry about this," then it's super helpful, and the confidence really helps too. I don't know about the rotates because I still, like, struggle trying to figure out, um, with the rotates, but definitely for where I am, like,
in your vicinity. Yeah, yeah. You feel more safe.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Oh, so your rotates looked good that game at least for the most part. So, you know, good. um, okay. Obviously you haven't played many roles, but like looking back on your journey as a whole, would you think that your journey would have maybe went a little bit smoother if you stayed on Sentinel the whole time? Like for example, instead of doing a deadlock to Reyna, we did like a deadlock to Killjoy and just stayed on the Killjoy the whole time.
No, I think the Reno was necessary.
Okay, okay, that's good to know. I put a lot of people in the dojo on the Clove side quest for the same reason. So it's a pretty it's like a religion at this point. Um, okay,
Do you think Clove would have been better than Reyna? I
Reyna.
think the smokes would have tripped me up a lot.
It's always a tough one. I think in your case, no. because Reyna has a flash, and the flash incentivizes you to take fights, whereas Clove
Mhm.
Smokes might incentivize you to hide behind it. They're different skills though. Like when I tell some people to lock in Clove and learn to take fights like that, it's more so that they're more comfortable taking dry duels. And in the context of Valorant, that's typically contacting into space, like shift walking and moving forward. We did some of that on Icebox, if you recall, on B main. So in other words, Clove helps you take fights without util. Reyna helps you take fights, period. And
Yeah.
I think in your case, the Reyna probably made more sense, in my opinion. But I could see the argument for both, to be honest. The smokes aren't as scary as you would think, actually. Once you memorize a couple for the map, they're pretty much all the same smokes. So, okay, I think that's the big picture stuff I wanted to hear about, like role mechanics, game sense thing. It sounds like one of the things I think I could have done better and been a bit more of a stickler on was like the mechanics routine, like having something like really like thought out and like following up on it, especially for like
Yeah.
lower ranked clients to work with, because obviously that's a bigger thing. Um, that's definitely something I don't do well. I can emphasize more in the future. Mechanics routine. Um, was there anything else that maybe you wanted to add on to that we didn't cover? Like
I
it's
don't
hard.
think so.
Yeah, it's hard to think about in
Yeah, it's like it's
hindsight.
hard to.
Maybe we can go through the sessions. We started Deadlock, moved to Reyna. Boom. Reyna for looks like 13 sessions. Then we moved back to Killjoy, and then we were on. So pretty much we were on Reyna for 2 weeks, and then we switched to Killjoy for. Wait, no, not 2 weeks. Sorry, whatever the equivalent of months are for this. They're on Reyna until session 14, and then from 14 to 20, 21 if you include today, we were on Killjoy. So we were like 2/3 on Reyna time. That probably makes sense. Concepts wise, we talked a lot, but a lot of it was centered around taking duels. If I were 80-20 rule, about that a lot. Attack mollies, big stuff, mech stuff, bang hygiene. Oh my god. Oh, one thing that you're kind of unique about is that you don't spray like that much ever. And I don't know if you recall, but like I put it like an emphasis on it at some point. I was like,
Yeah, you had to like force me to spray.
yeah. What was do you think what was your experience with that? Like do you think learning the spraying was useful? Do you think like you could have gone away with not doing it?
No, I think it was useful. Um, I think it is a confidence thing though, also, like, because I wasn't confident in the spraying and, like, I didn't know the spray pattern and I like, whatever, if I didn't learn any of that, like, in situations where now that I know that I would have had to or, like, that it was an option, could get the kill faster, like, it just makes it a little unnecessary,
Mhm.
if I were not to spray. Okay, I think I phrased that sentence terribly, but you get what I'm trying to
I
say.
understand, yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that I mean, in the moment, I was like, it's kinda difficult to, like, to master. I don't even think I fully mastered it, like, sometimes I still freak out with it, but, when I need it, it's like I'm like, literally thank Dopeye for teaching me how to spray,
Right,
like,
right.
um,
Gotcha.
it's come in so clutch, so I do appreciate it. I don't know if I would say, like, it's not necessary at all. I know we've talked about, like, some people think that it's, like, bad practice, but I do see situations now where I'm like, "Okay, maybe this is a maybe this is a burst, maybe this is a spray, maybe this is a" like, just categorizing. I think
Mhm.
that that's super helpful, and with the distances and stuff too. Anyway, it's, like, helped me look at look at it in a completely different light rather than like, oh, this is exactly how you need to do it every single time. It's just given me another tool and then because we've trained on it so much, like, I feel a lot more confident doing it.
Gotcha.
And plus, I told you, like, I was on that losing streak, and I could only use, like, the Bulldog, basically. I could only afford the Spectre and the Bulldog for, like, the majority of my games, so definitely came in, handy there.
Gotcha. Yeah, the economy thing. Actually, we didn't really touch on economy ever, aside from like
We
maybe like
talked about
glancing.
yeah, at the
Yeah,
beginning, we had, like,
framework
one
thing.
thing where it was like, "This is what you wanna do,"
Yeah,
and then I
session
used that
three.
as my yeah. I basically just used that the entire time.
Yeah. Do
Um,
you think that maybe we could have talked about economy more? Like, would it have been useful?
Honestly, I don't think it would have been that useful. I think well, actually, I don't know because sometimes chat is like, "I don't understand why you're saving right now when maybe you shouldn't be," and
Uh-huh.
I'm like, "Oh, I don't know," but in
Yeah.
my head, like, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so
It's a maybe.
I
Yeah.
guess that's up to you,
Yeah. It's
whether
a
you think I need to work on it or not.
I mean, in the recent games, I haven't seen anything. I do remember early on you weren't buying rifles even though you had the money because I think you were lacking confidence on the gun or something. But we haven't seen that now.
I think
So
I was lacking confidence in the next round being able to afford a gun.
I see. I see. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, thinking too far ahead. Makes sense. Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah. Best bet with econ is to follow your team. That's a good one. A good rule of thumb that I probably should have mentioned is if you see 3 people buy rifles, you want to buy a rifle. If you a good buy round is if 3 people or more have guns. So if, for example, you can only afford a Spectre, but 3 of your teammates have rifles, you would buy a rifle. Or if 2 of your teammates have rifles and you can buy a third rifle, you would buy, even if your other 2 teammates can't buy. Um, there's like
Mm.
there's like logic and stuff behind it. I don't even know if it still
Oh,
applies
I'm
anymore,
sure.
but yeah,
I think maybe at my rank not so much because it's either like everyone buys or no one does, and
right.
everyone kind of just like fends for themselves.
I
And
see.
it's very rare for people to buy for other people unless they like beg.
I
So
see. I see. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Maybe you can get your teammates to buy you. Okay, so we talked about mechs, we talked about roles, talked about journey a little bit. I think that's good reflection for me at least. Um, yeah. I'm just thinking about it from the perspective of like what would I take away to the future. Um,
mhm.
I think we covered pretty much everything that I would want to cover. Um, maybe one thing to touch on is just the time frame. It definitely caught me off guard at how long it would take. I know at the very start, I was like pretty confident on like getting gold in a shorter time frame, and you were like, ah, we'll see. Um,
I was like, yeah, maybe by the end of the year.
yeah. What do you think about that? Like looking back on it, do you think that the time frame that it took was like normal? From your point of view, it was like it's hard to say, I guess.
Yeah, I have no reference to go off of, so I'm not sure, but we've talked about it a little and you're like everyone goes at their own pace, so
That is very true. Yeah, yeah, that is very true. Um, my perception of it was skewed because I remember in like one of Huge's videos, it's like guide to gold in a month or something. And I was like, oh, like I guess if you learn these skills, you can get the gold in a month. And to be transparent, like most of my coaching has been with like people that have played like a certain amount of hours in the game. Like you didn't even have like 200 hours in Valorant, I think, when we first
yeah,
started.
yeah, I was very beginner.
Yeah. Um, so like my thing to learn there was like obviously to learn the time frame, but also try my best to not say too much. Like I think what I learned in practice was coaching newer players and lower rated players is knowing what not to say rather than saying too much. And there were definitely some sessions there where I was, you know, definitely cycling too much. So
I
def-
don't think well, I don't think anything stuck
mhm,
out to me or anything,
right,
so
right. At least from my point of view. But yeah, that's good to know though. That's really good reflection. I guess now would be where do we go from here in your sense? Obviously we have some notes here to help you moving forward, but that will only last you so long. Do you have any questions
yeah.
on, I guess, what you would expect for the future, like what your journey would
Well,
be moving forward? Yeah.
I have some ideas of, like, what I wanna look into now that I have a better understanding of the game, which is, like, how do I play against certain other, agents, and I don't know if that's important, but that feels like something that I personally wanna work on because, like, I will always find when I'm against a breach, I have no idea how to counter, and then when I'm against a cipher, I have no idea how to lurk. So it's just small things like that.
Mhm.
But, um, I don't know, I feel like with everything that we have learned, I would just like to build on that a lot more, especially with the mini map, which I've been struggling with a lot,
Mhm.
and then also, decision making. But I think that that will just be throughout the entirety of me playing this game, so I'm not worried about finding an end there, an end goal there.
Right. That makes sense. Like learning how to play against certain agents, such breach. I mean, there's like quick comments I can say about this. Like Cypher, typically you want to split against them. Like you don't really full rush. Uh, that's true for any Sentinel. Breach, it's all about like understanding his timing window. So like, you can't really hit a site if his stun is up. Uh, his stun is active. So like in practice, this means like baiting out the stun, hitting out the stun early round, and then hitting the site while it's on cooldown. That's true for any initiator, actually. I think initiator cooldown util is like 40 to 45 seconds. I don't forget the exact number. Um, but if, let's say, like breach stuns A on Haven at the round start, then you have 40 seconds to do anything. So when the timer hits 1 minute again, then you have to be worried about the stun again. So then if you haven't hit a site, then you would try and bait it again. And then now you have 25? That doesn't math. Whatever 1 minute minus 45 is until you can hit again. Or
So
like
then maybe that's
until it's
another
back
thing
up.
is, like, timing. I need to learn timing for things.
Yeah, I like to think about the rounds in phases. Like you have early round, mid round, late rounds. And loosely, if you can early round bait out util, then mid round you can do something. And then late round typically is the post plant, like retake thing. So the way a round would play out against a breach is you would spend the early round to bait a stun. Mid round you would hit a site. Late round you're playing post plant, and then he would have his stun back up for post plant for retake.
Ah,
That's typically what happens. The problem is learning all of that and implementing it actually into a game in ranked is like far fetched because like now you have to like encourage your team or make a play yourself while the breach stun is on cooldown, and that can be pretty tough. So to me, I think that knowledge is a bit more theoretical rather than practical. Same with the cipher.
okay,
Um,
okay.
yeah. But as a good rule of thumb, if you're ever playing against breach or cipher, you probably don't want to like full rush the bomb site. You're probably better off playing slower rounds on attack. And then that kind of like helps nullify some of those things. Okay.
Okay, good to know.
You did mention the other thing
Oh, and
though.
then also ults.
Oh yeah,
What?
ults. After the playing against certain agents, you mentioned one more thing, but I forgot.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, it's lost forever. Neither of us remember what I said.
Recorded on the internet. There was minimap awareness. Oh yeah, that is what you mentioned. Or minimap awareness.
Oh, and decision making, but I said those will probably just be things that I pick up over time.
Right. Yeah, I'm curious on the agents. Are you gonna try and expand your agent pool?
I'm gonna have Readlock teach me deadlock stuff,
Ooh, that's
just
exciting.
because I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, especially since I started playing deadlock, and then also I would like to learn those smokes because I think I already told you this, but like one of my first matches that I played off stream, like I was getting yelled at the entire time because I wasn't using any smokes as brim.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to avenge my past self. I don't know if I would play chamber because I can't use the op. Every time I've tried in escalation, I can't do it. I get stuck there and I can't move on to the next gun. So
Yeah. Uh, there's like a joke that I have with my community, but like more so with myself, to be fair. Like I would say like I'm like a radiant rifler, and then I pick up the op and I'm worse than a silver. So I completely relate. It's tough. You could definitely learn the op though. So I would say like if that's your worry, don't let it stop you.
True,
You do
true.
just need some reps on it. But it's more so like, do you think you would you enjoy the chamber? Some people don't like the playstyle at all. But it's kind of like an in between of Killjoy and Reyna. So you know, if you enjoyed the Reyna, you'd probably enjoy the chamber. If you didn't enjoy the Reyna, you probably won't enjoy the chamber.
I enjoyed the arena, I think.
Yeah, so you might enjoy the chamber. It's fun, I think. More fights, you get a kill, you TP out. It's quite nice. Um, yeah. I guess the last thing I will emphasize just moving forward for you, it's typically the order of learning, in my opinion. I outlined this at the start, but like low elo is like mechanics mastery. Then you have mid elo, it's like agent mastery. Then high elo, you have like macro understanding. Loosely, that's kind of how I think about the game. So like in iron to gold, you focus on mechanics. In plat to diamond, plat to ascendant, you focus on mastering your agent, knowing all the playbooks, knowing all your util, how that plays into each other. Then high elo, you kind of understand that whole breach util thing I was just telling you earlier about the early, mid round, late round type of thing, and knowing. I feel
Mhm.
like that's kind of like end game. Obviously knowing some of these concepts, like knowing how to play your agent in low elo, important. Knowing how
Yeah.
defaults work in low elo. Maybe knowing how to default in mid elo is important. So they all play a part into each other. Like it's definitely not like, oh, only do mechanics while doing this, but I think for you to get from gold to plat or diamond is getting a deep understanding of your agent, like how to get the most out of it. Obviously, while maintaining and leveling up your mechanics. That's just conceptually how I think about the ranks, at least based on my experience so
Yeah.
far.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns for this last one before I let you go?
I don't think so. I
Yeah.
mean, I have many questions, but not many that we can go over now.
Yeah. That's fair. Well, I appreciate your time and working with me through all of this to get to gold. I learned a lot, and obviously, it took longer than I was expecting, but I learned a lot, and you were great to work with. So, um,
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
You too.
That's
I
good.
appreciate you and your time. And everyone, if you're interested in learning, you can join Dopai's Dojo as well. We got a cool schedule going on.
You have a cool
Actually, it's
schedule.
changed, so you can
Yeah,
like the Monday lectures.
yeah.
Oh, super helpful.
I appreciate the plug. Yeah, we got a little coaching community in the dojo, which is probably where I'll be spending most of my time. So if you are interested in getting coached for whatever reason, that is the dojo. I don't really do much one-to-one coaching anymore, so most of it is in the dojo. Um, But yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Definitely reach out for questions over Discord. Always free to open or free to answer those. So, as you continue playing the game, feel free to reach out.
Appreciate it.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
Thank you so
The
much.
goat.
Had a great time. You have a good one.
Thank you, you too.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. All right, chat. That was that. The finale of Path Coaching is over. We did it. Finally coached someone from low elo to gold publicly. That has happened before privately, but honestly, longer time frame, a long time ago, like not the current iteration of Valorant. Most of the people I coach are in the mid elo range, maybe even high elo range, like Ascendant Plus or like Diamond Plus typically. So someone completely new to the game's a new thing for me to learn, especially someone less than 200 hours in the game. I think that's my first time coaching anyone less than 200 hours. So yeah, good learning experience. If you want to learn more about Path, you can check out their stream. I'll be sending you guys over there anyways. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the series. It was a long one, definitely a long one from my point of view at least. And I hope Path continues playing the game. But other than that, I'm gonna hop out of here. And it's almost 5 p.m. I guess, like Pat said, and I guess I mentioned, if you guys are interested in coaching, you can join the dojo. I don't know if I have a command for that. Does that exclamation mark dojo work? Let's see. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, Peter sent it in chat. But yeah, I'm gonna raid Path. So if you guys want to check out their stream, you can. I am gonna end. Peace and have a good day. Command is washed. Oh, yeah, Path isn't working as a command. That's interesting. Either way, you'll be able to hop into their stream now. So, you guys take care. Peace, peace, peace.